During the story of Red Dead Redemption 2, we ask ourselves a lot of what-if questions. Like, what if Arthur didn't get TB? What if Dutch didn't lose his mind? So on and so on. However, the questions we should be asking ourselves are, what if the protagonists of GTA 5 were in Red Dead Redemption 2? Instead of Michael and Trevor robbing banks in North Yankton in 2004, they will be robbing people blind in the 1890s in North Elizabeth and taking them for all they got. How would the story of GTA 5 unfold in the America of Red Dead, and what would be different? Get close to the campfire, folks, and get some popcorn, as this will be a tale for the ages. The story would start in the year 1890, as Michael, Trevor, and Harvey would be pulling off a robbery in the town of New Normandy, a flourishing town that was slowly expanding week by week. The robbery was supposed to be a simple job of the outlaws, grabbing the incoming cash and valuables on the stagecoach, but however, little known to Trevor and Harvey, it would have been set up by the Pinkertons, who had struck a deal with Michael. As the gang approached the back of the stagecoach, Pinkertons popped out from on top of the rooftops and started firing, wounding Harvey and almost blowing Trevor's head off, but only grazing his ear. Trevor would go nuts, firing off at the Pinkertons, while Michael carried Harvey off to the horses. They would be divided, with Trevor running off with a few gold bars stuffed in his coat, as Michael would carry Harvey away into a corner where he would be handed over to the Pinkertons, which would hang him the following week. 9 years later. We open up on a busy Blackwater street next to the docks as everyone is working and moving, boats coming in and out of port. Michael sits enjoying the sunrise, now moved on from his past life of scheming, brutality and crime. Before he would wake up cold and alone, thinking of his family right before a robbery. Now he enjoys his new life, going to the Blackwater saloon every morning, looking out at the civilized streets of the town he now calls his home. No more running from state to state and not seeing his family at all. He enjoys the safety of living in a modern town and not surviving and scavenging in the woods. He frolics around town, going to shows and cinemas, drinking in the saloon, or just reading the newspaper on the dock. His life would have kept on going as smoothly and steadily if it wasn't for a young huckster by the name of Franklin. For Franklin, Blackwater would be all he has ever known or seen. He grew up on these streets with a couple other boys that would run around the growing town, pulling small schemes to allow them to survive. However, now that he's much older, he was starting to graduate from Blackwater and move on. He would have to do one thing, and that was rob a really rich man to fund his journey to the west. That rich man would be Michael. After making a deal with the Pinkertons, he settled down and enjoyed the easy life in Blackwater, making money off the arriving new settlers in the town. However, Michael was yearning for the thrill of his old life as an outlaw, and Franklin, who was planning to rob his house and steal from him, would unexpectedly pull him back in. Michael's house would be sitting a bit outside Blackwater. When breaking in, Franklin would sneak about the house, stealing jewelry and a bunch of other valuables. Getting ready to leave, he would notice a safe that was in Michael's office. Once cracking it open, there would be photos of Michael with his old gang, and a gun belt with a holster but no revolver in sight. At that moment, Franklin would feel a tap on his back from a gun barrel. It was Michael himself. Despite being found robbing Michael's house, he wasn't taken to the police precinct, but instead was asked to be shown to the fence which was buying Michael's valuables. There, Michael beat the fence to a pulp, starting their partnership and a father-son-like bond. From here, they would go on to rob the surrounding towns, pulling off jobs, starting at Strawberry, and then heading east. However, with robbing towns and cities comes infamy, and that would attract Trevor, who would hear about a man resembling his old gang member, and like Trevor does, he would inquire and go all through the west to see who it was. Trevor, 9 years after escaping the setup that he thought was a robbery gone wrong, was in Nuevo Paraíso, helping in starting an oncoming revolution, and being a maniac, similarly to how he is in GTA 5. During the events of Michael and Franklin meeting each other and pulling off a couple jobs together, Trevor would be making his way to them any way possible, let it be by foot, horse, wagon, or boat. They would meet each other right before a robbery in Rhodes, as Michael and Trevor would recognize each other and have Trevor join in unexpectedly in their getaway. This would form the gang that we see throughout the game, with both Trevor and Michael acting as the role models for Franklin, either making him be high honor or low honor, depending on who he sides with more. Michael's robberies would be planned out and professionally done. However, Trevor's would cause more bloodshed and chaos. This commences a phase in the game with no return. Just like in Chapter 6, you would feel a sudden shift with being extremely tense at camp with Michael and Trevor reuniting. Unlike in GTA 5, where the atmosphere can be comical at points, in the western atmosphere of Red Dead Redemption 2, the stakes are much higher, as survival comes at a greater price. After accumulating a reasonable bounty, the fun will be over. It will be time to make a choice, just like in GTA 5. However, unlike Grand Theft Auto 5, the choice is not an easy one. It is to stick with Michael or side with Trevor, or you go into the sunset, leaving everything behind. That is the choice you have to make on your own. But that's just my look at things. I would love to hear what you guys think the GTA 5 characters would be like in the Red Dead Redemption universe. If y'all want to hear about other characters from the GTA franchise in the Wild West, make sure to let me know. Without further ado, thank you everyone for watching this far, and have a great rest of your day.